This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening. I'd like to welcome you all to the first meeting. This is the first regular meeting of Subdivision Township for this month. The day's date is December 7th and the time is 5 o'clock. And before I call the roll, I'd like to remind everybody to please conduct yourself in a respectful manner and try not to interfere when somebody has it. All right, Mr. Simcoe.
Mr. Gentleman? Here. Oh, here. Mr. Grant?
Here.
Simcoe here.
All right, let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Please follow me. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. We'll move on to approval of the minutes. I'll move approval of the minutes of our regular meeting on November 16th.
Second. Mr. Gentleman? Yes. Yes.
Yes. Next item is a special meeting we had concerning the budget presentations. That was held on November 23rd. I will move approval.
Second. Mr. Gentleman? I'm going to abstain. I attended on video, but I was not here, so I'm not going to confuse it and break from our policy.
Yes. Next item, is there any deletions to the agenda or additions? Mr. Turner, do you have anything?
I do not, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Simmons? Mr. January?
No, thank you.
I've got one. I'd like to add 11.2, department reports. I have an idea there. I just want to run it by the board. Not to take action tonight, but at least think about it. Warning of the public, this is the first opportunity for the public. If you would be addressing items that are on our agenda, please sign your name and address and what item you'd like to comment on, and I will call on you when we get to that item. There will be a second area, item 10. Those are for things that are not on our agenda. Please sign your name and address, and you don't have to give us a copy when we get to that point. Be free to speak up. Okay, next item is the administrator. Well, I'm sorry. I'm assuming no one signed for agenda items. I don't think so. And it's everybody signs.
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Now we'll go to the administrator, Mr. Turner.
Great, thank you, Mr. Chair. Good evening, trustees and fiscal officer Simcoe. The only item under the administrator's category is resolution 21-163, which would provide for the acceptance of the material terms of the One Ohio Subdivision settlement pursuant to the One Ohio Memorandum of Understanding and consistent with the terms of the July 1st, 2021 National Opioid Settlement Agreement. As the board is aware, the trustees took prior action on August 17th to approve a settlement through the One Ohio framework. That approval related to what's termed pharmaceutical supply chain participants, which included Cardinal Health, McKesson, and AmeriSourceBergen. The resolution that's been prepared and submitted to the trustees for consideration is for Johnson & Johnson, which uses the same framework, the One Ohio framework, and any money received by the township would be paid out over the course of up to 18 years. And I believe up to $58,000 could be received by the township if there's 100% participation amongst the jurisdictions which have to approve the settlement. Kevin Pittich with the Lucas County Prosecutor's Office is here to answer any specific questions that the board may have. And I'm glad to answer any questions as well.
Any questions? Anything?
No.
Yeah, you pointed this out a couple of years ago. We should be doing something. Do we know the amount or not? The idea of the amount?
Correct. This one, I believe, is about $58,000 if the full participation level is achieved across the state. Townships, specifically townships with a population of over 10,000 are asked to approve this resolution, in addition to the cities and villages and counties that have to approve it. I believe the prior one that was approved for the pharmaceutical supply chain participants was up to, going off of memory, about $175,000.
How many doses of Narcan will that buy?
How many, how was that?
About 225?
Correct.
225,000?
8 out of over 18.
All right, if there's no other questions or discussion, I'll move resolution 21-163, an emergency resolution to accept the material terms of the One Ohio Subdivision settlement pursuant.
Second.
Second.
Call the roll, Mr. Genoway?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney? Yes.
Yes. Next item.
Good night, Kevin. See you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Next item on the agenda is our fiscal officer, Mr. Cinco.
I have several items. First is resolution 21-166. It's a township annual appropriation resolution. And as you know, we appropriate all these, we have to indicate these funds. We then encumber them and by the board. And this relates to the budget review meeting that we had, our special meeting where all the trustees were attending and observing and questioning. So this is the adoption of that budget.
Any questions of Mr. Cinco? If there's no questions, I'll move approval of resolution 21-166, Township Annual Appropriation Resolution. Ohio Revised Code Section 5705.38.
Second.
Mr. Genoway?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Brandon?
Yes.
Next
Next item.
is resolution 21-167. And it's township appropriation from unencumbered balance and reducing some appropriation. And, you know, again, some of this is getting toward year end. We have to make some adjustments, do year-end adjustments again to reflect the true up for the year end. And so we're trying to get our books in line. We're moving a little money here and there.
I'll move, if there's no questions, I'll move resolution 21-167, Township Appropriation from Unencumbered Balance and Reducing Appropriations.
Second.
Mr. Genoway?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney? Yes. Mr. Brandon?
Yes.
And next I have resolutions of transfer of appropriations, resolution 21-168. And it's all interdepartment transfers in some accounts. We have, I don't want to say extra money, but there's additional money that wasn't spent. In other accounts, we've spent a little bit more. And so we're moving that money within the departments to cover those funds.
If there's no questions, I'll move resolution 21-168, transfer of appropriations. Oh, wait a minute, that's one, it's 169, isn't it?
No.
168.
68 and 9.
168.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay.
Second.
I'll call the roll. Mr. Genoway?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Brandon?
Yes.
And lastly, I have a transfer of funds, and this is basically taking transfer funds from the general, for the leaf pickup. Yeah, for the leaf pickup. We transferred half the funds at more toward the beginning of the year, and then we transferred the other half for at this time. We have a little better handle on what it's going to kind of be costing us. But it seems to me that, I mean, well, those leaves are coming down, they're heavy, you know, with a lot of moisture, which makes it be harder to get them up. Over by my house, they're part of Toledo, they got these big end loaders, and I think we used to do it like that. You're driving down the street, you see a mountain that's probably 15, 20 feet tall of leaves, and it's just unbelievable how many are. You guys probably see it.
just so we don't get snow on top.
Yeah, they were in my neighborhood yesterday and it's amazing. They got in and out in one day and they do such a great job. But they move a lot of leaves in a short
Yeah.
period of time
Yeah.
with those front end loaders. I hope they don't damage the streets and curbs, but yeah.
So it's resolution 21-169. Yes.
All right. I'll move resolution 2169, transfer of funds.
Second. Mr. Denway?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney? Yes.
Yes,
And last thing, just have, you did receive the month-end analysis for October, and then I still think we continue to be doing well financially. Our revenue again is mostly in, how it comes, the county sends us a big slug of money periodically, and then we have to draw against it, so it starts going down, but I think we're doing well on our receipts, and our expenditures are really well too. We're just hoping that November and December is the same. And I have no other comments on the month-end analysis.
any questions?
I do not.
Okay. If not, I'll move, we don't approve this, we just take the report out. I'm sorry. Next item is trustees, and I think I'll try to go through it, but if I mention something that's not correct, please correct me, Mr. Turner and Mr. Brass. The first resolution is to approve an appointment to the Sylvania Area Joint Recreation Committee. We've contacted Rich McMillan, he's the present person, and he's been there 5 months is all, because he replaced Mike Jones, if you remember. So he's been there 5 months. It's a 3-year term. So I'll approve resolution 21-170 to appoint Mr. Rich McMillan.
I did get it wasn't an application, it was more of a bio from Mark Ridenhour. He used to be the CFO of Heitman Steel for many years. He's retired now, and I just ran into him and he said he was interested in that appointment, and he forwarded me his bio like Friday night. And I didn't realize we were appointing these till yesterday when I was looking at the agenda. I didn't know it was Mr. McMillan's term that was up, and I know he has only been on for a couple months.
5 months.
Yeah.
What he told me.
Okay, so I'll see if Mark would want to re-up for next
How
year.
about see if you'd be interested in that Board of Zoning
Yeah,
Appeals?
we've got an opening
BCA.
later, we'll get to it.
Okay,
All right. Next item is,
Second.
I'm sorry.
Point roll, Mr. Denway?
yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Yes. Next resolution is a resolution to approve an appointment to the Sylvania Community Arts Commission. Austin Cerns, our present appointment. It's a 1-year term, and he would like to continue. So I'll move the resolution to appoint Mr. Austin Cerna to the Sylvania Community Arts Commission.
Second.
I'll call the roll, Mr. Denway?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Yes. And the next item is resolution 172, and that is to appoint a member for the zoning board of appeals. Mr. Lamanna is going to be moving to Columbus, so that would be an opening that we have, John.
Okay,
You might want to see if he'd be honest. And, well, anybody, I think. And we'll probably make some kind of public notice that we have it open. And then there's a form on our webpage for you to fill out if they're interested.
okay.
So we'll pass that by for now. Next item is resolution 21-173, and that's to appoint an alternate member to the Board of Zoning Appeals. Currently, Jerry Malik's there, and he's agreed to continue. That's a 1-year appointment. So I'll move resolution 21-173 to appoint Mr. Malik as an alternate to the Zoning Board of Appeals.
Second,
Mr. Denway?
yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Yes. Next item on the agenda is appointment for, to the zoning commission. Mr. Kriege has agreed to continue if we willing to do that. It's a 5-year term. I'm not sure how many terms he's been there, but I know he's a pretty active member of the zoning commission. So I will move resolution 21-174, appoint Tom Prickey, reappoint Tom Prickey for a 5-year term for the zoning commission.
Second.
On your roll, Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Grant?
Yes. Last resolution on the appointments is 21-175, and that's to appoint an alternate member to our zoning commission board. And Joe Belinsky presently holds that position and is willing to continue, and that's a 1-year term. I'll move resolution 21-175 to appoint Mr. Belinsky as the alternate member for our zoning commission.
Second.
On your roll, Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Grant?
Yes. Next item on the agenda is hearing of the public for non-agenda items. I don't think anyone signed up today. I don't think there's anyone signed. I don't see anybody. If there's anybody here, looks like anyone's there. So we'll move on to open discussion and reports. And there's a reminder that we have no meeting planned for December 21st. Second item is the item I added, and I'd like to think about monthly reports. When we have a full agenda, we tend to say, oh, we read them, and we kind of move over those. And I'm wondering if we could do reports on maybe every 3 or 4 months and just do one department at a time. So we'd have a little more discussion between us. And this is what I'm thinking about. And please get back to Mr. Turner and let him know if you think this will work or not. I've been talking to him for quite a while. I guess he decided I should bring it up in an open meeting. I'm not sure. But we talked about it last year. But we could, and I'm pretty flexible on this, but we could have zoning in January and then fire or police in February. Then March would be the other department, and then maybe in April roads. And I think it would give us a little time if we only had one report to have a little bit of discussion, like we used to do. But with a full agenda, sometimes we skip over that. So if you guys wouldn't mind thinking about it, and we'd have to take, I think we'd have to take action on that. Would we need a resolution on that, do you think?
I don't know.
I doubt it.
I don't think so.
They probably didn't have a resolution on it.
We used to have the road department go the first meeting of the month, and that was, it was unfortunate because Greg and Rob both had to, pack all the information into the report in 2 or 3 days. And then the second meeting of the month, we had the police and fire. And, but I do think it's important for each department to get up here and tell us what's going on a little bit more than just reading it in the report. And, again, maybe we can get more people to these meetings and get more interest in what's going on in the
I
community.
think it would help.
Certainly appreciate Bud coming every time, but we need more people in the seats out there. It's good to get feedback.
Yeah, I think it would help if we only had one report each meeting.
You
But
take
we
more
keep
time.
it the same as it is now. Second meeting of the month would be the prior month.
Yeah,
But
Yep.
they'd be giving us a report for 3 months or something like that.
quarterly
I'm
updates.
pretty flexible. Oliver, you might want to discuss that with your next staff meeting and get some feedback from department heads. All right, next item on the agenda is executive session. I'll be going to executive session 5:18. And it'll be for employee compensation and consider purchase of property. And Mr. Turner will be joining us, and we do not expect to take any action.
Second?
Mr. Genowine?
Yes.
Mahoney?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. You're welcome to stay if you want.
Daryl.
The zoning complaint on the Hilda's Court.
This conference will now be recorded.
I'd
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, I'll move to come out of executive section at 6:03.
Second.
Roll, Mr. General?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes. And I'll move to adjourn at 6:04.
Second.
Roll, Mr. General?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
Mr. Crandall?
Yes, we took no action.
Have a good holiday, everybody. Thank you.
Holidays.
You take some time off, Oliver, between, or what's your?
Yeah, actually,